Welcome to the Baptist Daily Devotional Conversation for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. Today's episode is titled Plots, 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 taken from Acts 22-6. We're looking at how Paul moved through regions, encouraged believers, and navigated dangerous plots, yet God continuously preserved him. Nana is here with me, and together we'll dig into today's devotional.
It's great to be here, Amma. Today's devotional takes us into a very intense moment in Paul's journey. Everywhere he went, he had to deal with different kinds of plots. When you see Acts 9, 13, 14, 20, and 23, you realize this wasn't once or twice. This was a pattern. His ministry was marked by real danger. Yes, and his resilience wasn't human strength. It was God's preservation. Every plot uncovered, every timely warning, every escape route, these were all divine interventions. God kept placing the right people, disciples, believers, nephews, and even Roman officials around Paul at the right moments.
I love that point, because the text doesn't always tell us how Paul heard about these plots. It just says he knew. That's the mystery. God knows how to get information to his people, sometimes through obvious means, sometimes through the most unexpected channels. Let's talk about the emotional impact. The devotional reminded us that these plots brought Paul to tears. That's a very human moment. Ministry is not glamorous. It comes with real pain, real threats, real betrayals, real exhaustion.
So true. And we often sanitize the apostles' experiences, forgetting they were real men struggling through real danger. Yet Paul's tears didn't stop him. His calling was stronger than his fear.
Nana, can we also note how strategic the enemy was? These were calculating enemies, watching city gates day and night, fasting until he was dead, plotting with precision. It reminds us of the intentionality of spiritual warfare.
Absolutely. And that intentionality demands intentionality from us. We cannot be passive believers. Paul survived because he was spiritually alert and also practically wise, changing plans when needed.
This is where prudence comes in. Faith is not recklessness. Paul adjusted his journey when he heard of the plot. He didn't say, God will protect me, so I'll still take the ship. He used his mind, and God honored that.
It's a reminder that spiritual discernment and practical wisdom go hand in hand. The Spirit leads, but we think, plan, observe, and act with care.
And amidst all these dangers, Paul still encouraged believers. That fascinates me. He wasn't self-focused. He didn't withdraw into survival mode. He poured strength into others.
It shows that encouragement is not a casual ministry. It is fuel for the church. In Acts 20, Paul encourages believers even while navigating danger. That makes his encouragement authentic, flowing from real dependence on God.
And look at the contrast. The enemy plots to kill, but God plots to preserve. The enemy plans destruction, but God plans purpose. Both are active, but only God's plan prevails.
Amen. And the evidence is in Acts 28. Paul arrives in Rome safely, still preaching. The final sentence of Acts says he preached unhindered. That's the verdict of God over every plot.
Let's bring this home. There are believers today facing workplace hostility, family opposition, unseen agendas, and silent battles. Paul's story assures us that God's sovereignty is not shaken by human schemes.
Yes. And God can place the right people, friends, mentors, even strangers in our path to keep us from walking into danger. Sometimes protection comes in the form of information.
And other times, protection comes as a redirection, just like Paul. What looked like an inconvenience was actually divine safety.
We should say this clearly. Plots don't stop purpose. They may delay, they may detour, but they cannot derail what God has ordained.
Nana, this is where we must pray, because our listeners may be dealing with dangers they cannot see. Would you lead us?
Lord, preserve your people in every season. Shield them from hidden dangers, reveal what they must know, and guide their steps away from harm. Strengthen their hearts to stay faithful to your calling. Amen.
Thank you for joining today's conversation. Keep meditating on Acts 22-6, and let this truth settle in your heart. God's purpose prevails despite every plot. For a deeper family reflection, check the Family Conversation Guide on our WhatsApp channel. Have a peaceful evening and keep walking faithfully with God.